Planes, trains, and automobiles. In a country as large as the United States, all three are needed to move people and supplies across the country. But the trains nearly stopped this week. Railroads don't just move people, they also move food, water, chemicals, and more things that people need. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, most people stayed inside and schools were closed. But railroad workers still went to work every day because people still need things, like toilet paper and orange juice. But there's a problem, the workers have said. They are working too much. At almost any moment, they might be called into work on the railroad. They might miss family holidays, birthdays, and even doctor's visits. That's not how it is for most jobs. In most jobs, if you need to take a day off to go to the doctor, you can. Other people at the job will do a bit more for that day. Then when they need to take a day off, you do the same for them. But with railroad workers, there were already not enough people in the right places. No one was available to do that extra work. Railroad workers are paid by companies that own the railroads. Every few years, railroad owners and workers sit down to discuss changes that each of the group wants. During the most recent discussions, the owners wanted to pay the workers more money, but keep the same scheduling. The workers wanted to make sure they could take the time off that they needed. It was back and forth between the owners and the workers. If the workers and the companies could not agree, then the workers would refuse to show up to work at all. The trains would stop running. It would affect so many people that the government stepped in to help. The government tried to help the two sides come to an agreement. On Wednesday morning, some of the railroad owners, workers, and people from the government met. They sat down together and talked, and talked, and talked. They talked through lunch, and they talked through dinner. It took 20 hours. At 2 o'clock Thursday morning, while we were sleeping, they finally found a compromise. The owners agreed that workers can take time off for some important things, like going to the doctors. The workers agreed that they would not be paid for the time that they could not work. The final details are still being written. When they are, the workers will decide if the compromise is fair. In the meantime, trains will keep running.